Now that we are reading the job document ID from Firestore, we can update our Firestore database class to support both creating new jobs and editing existing ones. And if we wanted, we could add a new update job method to this class, which is separate from the create job method. However, I think that there is a simpler solution, and that is to rename this method to setJob, like this, so that we can reuse it both for creating and updating jobs. And since the job class now contains the document ID, then I need to update this call to API path by passing the job.id over here. And just to be clear, with this change we can use just one method called setJob, both for creating and updating jobs. And I think this is in line with the API of our Firestore service class, where we just call setData when we want to write something, regardless of whether it's a new or an existing document. Okay, so now that we have modified the database class, we need to get back to our edit job page. And if we scroll up to the submit method, we see that now we have a warning because we are creating a new job object where we are not passing in the ID, which is a required argument. And this makes sense because this code should now decide whether we create a new ID or use an existing one. So we can fix this code by typing final ID equals widget.job .id and then document ID from current date. And then we can pass this ID to the constructor of the job class. And just to be clear, the way this code works is by getting the ID from the job variable. However, this is going to be null if we are creating a new job. And in this case, we use document ID from current date to create a unique job ID. And with this change, we should now be able to edit existing jobs. So let's dismiss this page, and then we can hot reload, and we can open the Firebase console as well, so that we can see if the jobs are updated. And now I can select a job, such as recording, and then I'm going to update the rate per hour to a value of 30, like this. And if I hit save, I can see that I'm getting an error telling me that the name is already in use. And this is happening because earlier on we added some code to only allow unique job names. But when we are editing an existing job, we should be allowed to keep the job name even though it is already used. So in order to fix this, we can add a new check here that says if widget.job is not null, then all names.remove widget.job.name, like this. And what this code does is to exclude the current job name from the list of existing jobs. And in practice, this means that we can use that name once again. Okay, so let's hot reload and try this one more time. And now I'm going to try to save. And I can see that the operation has completed successfully. And if I get back to Firestore console, I can see that the rate per hour has been updated. And this confirms that we can edit jobs correctly. And since we have made quite a few changes, we also want to test if we can still create new jobs. So here I can create a new job, which I could call promotion, for example, with a rate per hour of 40. And then I can save it. And I can see that this is also added to the Firebase console. And this confirms that we can both create and update jobs. By the way, the Firebase console is still showing the initial job that we were using for testing, and I think that we can now delete this as we don't need it anymore. So we can delete it like this. And as we can see, this also goes away from the list in our app. Okay, so let's continue on the next video.